Let's take a listen to this, guys.
I don't know if you saw it, but Jen Psaki sat down with James Comey and they were sort of playing lefty fan fiction, pretending that there's a very good chance that Donald Trump could be the first person to ever be nominated for the presidency with an ankle bracelet, or he could even be the first person who's elected from jail.
I mean, it's this crazy world that Donald Trump has dragged this country into, but he could be wearing an ankle bracelet while accepting the nomination at the Republican convention.
And could be wearing an ankle bracelet and be elected in November.
Yeah, we could have, it would be rejected if you put it in a script for a show, but you could have a president who is potentially incarcerated when he's elected president. So that would be weird and awkward. And it seems even crazy to be coming out of my mouth, but that's the situation we face. It looks like the Republicans will likely nominate someone who is under serious criminal investigation, is indicted, and who knows where that's going to lead us.
They really...
I have said this before. That is the intent, is that they just can't stand the fact that Trump is about to win. They can't stand the fact that they say the Republicans are about to do this to someone. Well, again, you're making him famous, and the goal is you don't want people to actually want to vote for Trump, but you're doing everything that is causing people to feel sorry for Trump to become president. You even got me to feel sorry. So you turn him into a martyr, and by turning him into a martyr, crucifying him publicly, people like myself are beginning to say, you know what? Something's wrong with this, right? There's a two-tier system of justice. And one for Biden, Hillary Clinton, and these guys, and they did what they did and got away with it scotch-free. And Trump, there's a noose around his neck. So it does make you wonder, why is this happening to him? And people like myself who were in the middle are going to come forward and say, you know what? This is wrong. We're sympathizing with the man. You did that.
Yeah. I mean, they started at 11, and I don't know how they've found a way to get up to 13, but they are just living in a fantasy land about how unelectable Trump may end up being. But as you say, when the alternative is the bloke who's falling over and the person who would inherit the presidency is someone that couldn't even get to the first round of her own Democratic primary, people don't care.
That was never Trump porn. That's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
They just revel. Like, how many ankle bracelets could we get on him? What kind of a prison would he be in? How would he get a mug shot? Would we get a shot where he's walked away in handcuffs? We saw it when the Alvin Bragg prosecution was announced in New York, and he had to go in for his arraignment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hoping there could be as many as 3 more of those coming their way. You remember what happened. They should be careful, because after the Alvin Bragg indictment, Trump's numbers went through the roof, and they've stayed there. They've stayed there. Just ask Ron DeSantis, who was getting a little close to Trump in states like Iowa and New Hampshire prior to the indictment. And then the indictment happened, and Trump took off like a rocket ship, and he hasn't come back down. See how it's going to go when the next prosecution is announced and the next prosecution. The public is going to feel sorry for him.
Exactly.
They see him as the victim of a persecution. So the Democrats...
Exactly. She said it best, man. She's not even a Trumper. She's actually not even a big fan of Trump. But she understands exactly what's happening. And that's just what it is. That's what it is. It's just that, I mean, part of the reasons why actually I started talking about Trump is because of the way he's being treated. I see him being treated extremely wrong. Doesn't mean he's sinless. He's never done anything wrong. Maybe he's not innocent about everything. Of course not. There's no such thing. But the way this stuff is managed, the way he is dealt with in comparison to others, is like, nah, something's wrong here, man. Something's not adding up.
Free for him. They see him as the victim of a persecution. So the Democrats really better be careful here. They better be really careful, because they're elevating him more than anyone else. Ron DeSantis is not really giving him a run for his money right now. So Trump could be the nominee, and Biden truly might not make it. I don't say that with glee. I don't want anything bad to happen to the man. I think what is being done to him is cruel. I think it's the same thing as John Fetterman, the senator, and Dianne Feinstein in California, the senator. They're propping up this person who clearly should be exiting stage left and having a dignified retirement into a role he's no longer fit for.
He is not. He's old and need to be sat down. He is not supposed to be in this position at this stage of his life. Things are not working right for him. And it's very obvious. And people who are propping him, making it look like he's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with him. You know you are lying. And you know that.
So it makes me upset, makes me angry, but it also makes me scared for the country. And if I were a Democrat, I'd be extra scared.
Great presentation. But here's the thing, is that these people keep on making Trump look better. You're better off leaving him alone. But if they leave him alone, he's going to win. So we got to stop him at all costs. But in the process of stopping him, you make him even more powerful. You turn him into a martyr. It's like people just don't believe what the media has to say anymore. Especially when you do one thing to one man and you justify the behavior of somebody else. We take notice of that and we make decisions accordingly. The Bible says in John 12:32, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Now, this is spiritual. And Jesus is talking about his crucifixion. And the idea is, if I'm lifted up, the thing about the cross, me being crucified, attracts people to me spiritually. And that's true. But I want you to apply this to any situation as well. Trump is being lifted up, of course, not on a cross, but he is a political prisoner right now. And the more they go after Trump in the way that they are, the more powerful he becomes, is the more people will be drawn onto him. Their best bet, which I hate to suggest this, is to, which I think is not far from it, okay, is what do you call it, JFK Trump. That's probably where this could go. God forbid, but that's where it could go. But as long as Trump is alive and he's healthy and he's as sharp as he just celebrated another birthday, the more they go after him, he's going to be just fine. He has the power to pardon himself, even if he's in prison. If he wins the election, he can pardon himself and come out of prison. It's like, what are you going to do with such a man? I mean, it's nothing you can do. Just allow the people to make their decisions. Present to us a better candidate to beat up Trump. It's like the Democrats are in such a bad position that they don't even have someone that they can present to us to beat up Trump. And the more they go after Trump in the way that they are, talking about his character, this and that, it's just not gonna work. Because people are seeing something real about the man. And again, I will say, Trump is no savior, only Christ is. There is nothing one single man could do to save this country. However, one man can surely make a difference. Look at the men we have in office right now. Look how much of a difference he's made in the country. Whether that is for good or evil, I'll let you decide. So Trump can certainly make a difference in the world. I will not overlook the possibility of that. But I will say, going after Trump, trying to persecute Trump, trying to kill Trump, it's probably not the best way to go about it. It's definitely not. You're only making him more powerful. People like myself are becoming more sympathetic. We're actually making the decisions for or against him. As a result of that, his polls numbers are going up. He's gonna win. And you're making him win because you are lifting him up. By the way, you're crucifying him publicly in front of our faces. They are doing this. And this is how Trump won the first time. Like the CNN and all these MSNBC, they kept on talking about Trump over and over again. And the more they did, and the more we knew, and the more we sought for the information, we found out what things were really happening. And people beginning to vote as a result. So the more you give Trump attention, the more powerful he gets. It's just any form of publicity is good publicity. And it's working in his favor. And Trump knows what to do because he's having those speech over and over again. He's polishing his character. He talks about his works. He exposed the Biden administration. He speaks about the failure of this country. And he speaks about his promises, his visions, his goals, and his policies of what he's about to do. He's good. He knows what to do with the attention. That's why he's gonna win. Trump 2024. He's got my vote for certain. Make sure you go over to my spread shop website and take a listen and take a look at some of the things you can find for yourself. I got a shirt called Christ for the Crisis. God is stronger than men. Make sure you go check these out. Spend a couple hours working on these things. So go show some love. Appreciate you. God bless you. Oh, listen, man, this is one of my favorite right now. I'm waiting for it to come to the house. So God is stronger than man. Love it. All right, go check it out. Show some love, support the channel that way. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Put your thought and perspective below. How do you think this thing is going to work out? I want to hear your prediction. Let me know what you're thinking. Until next time, set your eyes on him, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. Have a good one. Bye.